Hi, and thank you so much for watching. This is a pick a card tarot reading, and this is called Why Are They Jealous of You? So I'm gonna give a little introduction and then you can go ahead and pick your card and we will get into it. So first of all, if you are watching this reading, this is a sign that people are definitely jealous of you for whatever reason, whether you stumbled upon this video or you searched for it or however you found it. This is definitely a sign that there is at least one person in your life who is very jealous of you. So I'm going to use this introduction to take a moment to explain this a little further before I get into it. So this reading is first going to look at who exactly is jealous of you. And most likely it is going to be more than one person, but some of you already might have a specific person on your mind, and that's perfectly fine too. That could maybe confirm things possibly for you. So the second part of the reading, we're actually going to get into why, the specifics and the details of why this person or these people could be jealous of you. So I think a lot of people are surprised to realize how much jealousy there actually is in the world, and jealousy can be a good thing or a bad thing. So first of all, I don't want you to feel upset or worried by this reading at all. If anything, you should take jealousy as flattery. It does mean that you have something that another person feels that they are lacking. So it is a compliment, but at the same time, it's also something you want to be aware of so that you can keep your guard up in certain situations. You know, sometimes you have to be careful around certain people. You have to try to stay humble and not brag too much about something, because sometimes people, whether it's on purpose or totally subconsciously, and they might not even be aware of it, but they will kind of try to drag you down or hurt you because they feel like you have something that they don't. And often jealousy has to do with love situations. So it could be people of, well, first of all, let me say, like all readings, this will apply to all genders, all types of relationships, male, female, homosexual, heterosexual, pansexual, like whatever. I believe there's always a feminine and a masculine though, regardless. So, you know, if you are dating someone, it could be that they have crushes or exes who are jealous of you in the relationship, or you could be just crushing on someone yourself and there's other people who feel threatened by you. But it could also be sometimes your closest friend, sometimes your family can be jealous of you. And sometimes it is malicious in the fact that people will sort of, whether consciously or unconsciously, try to bring you down. But sometimes a little bit of jealousy in a healthy amount is actually a good thing. You know, like people, you know, high vibrational people can feel a little bit of jealousy towards someone, but like in a healthy way. So it's not always something that's like, oh, they're jealous of me, they're trying to hurt me. Like sometimes it is just like, oh, they're a little bit jealous of me because they see that you have all this success or whatever the reason is, which we're gonna get into. So yeah, that was just my little ramble. So anyway, if you made it this far without skipping ahead, let's go over the crystals. So pile number 1 is this rose quartz smooth stone. Pile number 2 is this amethyst crystal. Very beautiful, look at that. And pile number 3 is this smooth stone labradorite. So You can see in the light it has like this, it looks kind of grayish, but you can see in the light it has like this blue, green, and gold. Okay, so without further ado, go ahead and pick a pile. Hello, pile number 1. So you chose this beautiful smooth stone rose quartz crystal. So before we even get into your cards, I'm just gonna bring in some channeled messages. So I do feel like for those of you who chose this pile, this jealousy does have to do with a romantic situation. So this could be whether you're dating someone, or even if you're like crushing on someone, or even if you're just like flirting with someone, there's definitely other people around you who notice and they're jealous of it. And there might be people who literally want to steal your love interest or your partner, or there could be people who are just, they wouldn't actually steal them, but like they just want to feel that same romantic connection or passion that you feel with this person. Or, you know, whoever is jealous of you could just feel that you have a lot of secret admirers and a lot of love interests, and you might not even realize this yourself, but people could notice how certain people of the opposite sex or whatever gender is attracted to you, just like the way that they talk about you, the way they look at you. There's other people noticing this, and they're just, you have a lot of, like, this is definitely love related for this pile. And I also get that you have a lot of softness and sensitivity to you. You have a lot of gracefulness and strong feminine energy. So whether you are male or female, and that is something that people are very envious of. They wish they could be as soft and graceful and majestic as you are. And I almost get like, I get this image of like a ballerina, and a lot of people could feel like you kind of just tiptoe your way through life, and just metaphorically you dance gracefully through life, even if that's not the truth. Like, I feel like it's not, like, you are someone who works your butt off, but people who are jealous of you don't see that, and they might make these assumptions like, oh, everything comes easy to this person, and like they don't even have to try, and everything just comes natural and flowy to them. But that's just what appears on the surface, and there are some shallow people who just don't realize how hard of a worker you truly are. So that's just what I get from channeling. So now I'm gonna roll the dice and see what other qualities you have that certain people feel like they lack and they wish that they had. Okay. So you have the 4th house here, you have Aquarius, and you have, I believe this is the North Node or the South Node. I believe this is the North Node, but let me double check this really fast because I don't want to get it wrong. It's one of the nodes. Okay, yes, this is the North Node. Okay, wow. So the North Node is super powerful here. So you are someone who is very spiritual for sure. You have a lot of wise gifts, and I feel like you are a very blessed person. And I think that could also be, in some ways, I feel like you are a hard worker, but I do feel like you have this stroke of, I don't want to say luck, I want to say more like blessings, because it's not just random, it's very like divine, and there is something very angelic about you too. And it's just, you're definitely not a shallow person. It's like you do everything according to your higher self. Like, you very much follow your higher self too. Seeing both the North Node and Aquarius also draws attention to the future. So there is something very like futuristic about you. I feel like you are very much ahead of your time. You could be someone who seems to like predict the trends. So you'll start doing something and you'll start liking something that no one else likes, but then a few years later, it's like everywhere. So I do feel like you are a trendsetter, and so that could definitely make certain people very jealous because they see that you just kind of have like this spiritual knowing of like what's cool or not too. And like Aquarius is a very cool sign. Like, regardless if you have that in your chart or not, it just represents like these qualities of you that it's very much like someone who's very cool, very ahead of the times, and someone who really thinks forward, thinks ahead too. So with the fourth house too, there's something about like your home and family life. So some of you might have a very supportive family, or you might have a very maybe luxurious or stable type of home life. Some people could literally be jealous of your house if you live in a house, or wherever you live. If you've had people over to visit, they could be like really wishing that their place was like yours too. And then going back to family too, there could be something about your family that people are very jealous of. I mean, we'll see further on. Some of you might even have some family members that are a little bit jealous of you, but I do feel like if you're someone who has like a very supportive family member or support system, people could look at that and be like, wow, like I wish my mom or my dad or whoever was like that supportive of me, or my aunt, uncle, cousins, siblings, like whatever, you get it. Some of you might have kids too. Some people could be very jealous of your children too. So yes, that's what I get from the dice. So now, okay, so let's see like who specifically is jealous of you. Two of Wands reverse, Five of Pentacles reverse, Six of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Knight of Wands reverse, Ace of Pentacles reverse, the Fool in reverse, the Sun in reverse. There's a lot of reversals here. Don't panic though, it's fine. Six of Wands and Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, so let me line this up nicely. So I do see, I'm seeing like all of the elements here basically, except for water. There's no water here, but I would say a lot of Pentacles and a lot of Wands too. So for some of you, this could be earth or fire signs in particular who are very jealous of you. So that's about half the zodiac there. So that could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Of course, it's not limited to that, but that is just what's standing out here. So with so many pentacles coming up, I do have to say, okay, sorry, I'm still taking it in here. So we have three pentacles, we have three wands, we have four wands. We have these two major arcanas here. Okay, so I also get the sign of Leo and Aries, who are also fire signs. So I would say what stands out most is Leo and Aries. Of course, it's not limited to that. I do feel like this could definitely be a previous romantic partner or someone who is like very heartbroken over you. So for some of you, this could literally be an ex who is jealous of you, or multiple exes. If you do have many exes, if you do have a long list of ex-lovers. Or it could also be a situation in which your partner's ex, or maybe even your ex-partner's ex, or just someone who is jealous of a love connection that you have. Okay, I do feel like this is very much related to love. With the Knight coming out, it could definitely be a masculine energy. This could be someone who is close to your age. Okay, so not like, probably not a huge age gap here. Probably masculine energy here, regardless of male or female. With the Pentacles coming up too, this could be relating to work too, work situation. This could be coworkers here, maybe even bosses here, or clients even for some of you. This is someone who is, they're very much afraid to shine their light here, with the Fool and the Sun both popping up in reverse. So this is definitely someone who's like extremely insecure, and they could have a lot of gifts to give themselves, but they're nervous to put themselves on display. This could be someone who is very shy. This could be someone who fails to take action here. They don't always necessarily go after what they want. At the same time, they do have a competitive streak. This person also has a very unstable home life, which could be why they are jealous of your family or just your home living situation in general, because this person comes from a very broken family. They could even just have like a very rough a very rough living situation. Okay, but love almost came out, so also a very rough love situation too. This person is very much someone who's focused on the past. They very much live in the past, and they have a very hard time looking forward. So I think this person struggles when they see how optimistic you are about the future, because you yourself are someone who is, you're very forward thinking. You predict the trends, like you're moving ahead. You keep things going. You do not dwell on the past. Whereas this person really just lives in the past. They could be stuck on their childhood too if they grew up in a very broken home. So this person kind of obsesses over their past, and they have issues letting go and moving forward. So they could just be very jealous of how you are someone who has so much faith and optimism in the future, whereas this person is like thinking, oh, life has always treated me bad, so it's just gonna keep treating me bad. Like this is how life is. This is the way things go. And then meanwhile, they see you so happy about the future, and that's something that really bothers them. Like, they wish they could feel more excited about the future in general, but they're just fixated on the past. This person might not even want to grow up at all. They could be someone who just really wants to cling to their childhood, especially because they have a lot of childhood wounds that they need to solve. I feel like this person is going to struggle completely growing up or ever moving forward in life until they address these issues from their childhood that they can't deal with. I do feel like this person fixates on money a little too hard, and they could be bothered by the fact that you are more spiritual, and they wish that they could have that attitude. I feel like this person genuinely believes that money can buy happiness, and I feel like you, pile number one who's watching this, you do not have that mindset. You are someone who is much more spiritual than that, and money is just not a huge focal point for you, whereas this person is really jealous of you. This person might even be jealous of your money in general too, and they might feel like in their head they feel like you have all this money but you don't appreciate it, or maybe they see that you do struggle with money but that you don't let that rule your life. Like, so they kind of find it, they just don't understand how someone could see that there is more to life than money. I feel like this person has a tendency to just be overly materialistic, and they really hold on to things. I do feel like this person does have a good heart here with the Six of Pentacles coming up. I don't think they would ever hurt you on purpose. So if they do act out of jealousy, it's something that they do subconsciously and something that they actually feel ashamed of. But at the same time, they just place so much value into the material world. And honestly, you could help them realize that there is more to life than money. There is more to life than what meets the eye too. So this person, again, is very like surface level thinking. So they look at you and they look at your grace and your flow, and they just assume that everything in life comes easy to you. They do not understand how hard you work. Like, you work your butt off, and this person is like, because they can't see that, because they can't see your struggle behind the scenes, they just kind of assume that your life is perfect and everything comes perfect for you. Okay, so that is just part one of who this person is. So let's bring the focus back to you now. So, and again, I mainly focused on one person, but I feel like this can definitely apply to multiple people. This is not just limited to one person, but you may have one person specifically on your mind. So, okay, let's look into exactly a little more details as to why this person or these people are jealous of you. So you have prey, stalked, invaded, watched. Wow, that's pretty heavy. Nightmare, psychic protection, shield, bad dreams. Wow. The call of the night, daring, adventure, excitement. Wow. So there is definitely a theme here when it comes to night. Okay, so something about the night is very relevant. Okay, this person could definitely be especially jealous of you at nighttime. So maybe in the daylight, this person is just, they're more focused on, you know, their daily lives. They're focused on their chores, their work, like whatever they have to do to get through the day. But then they kind of lay down in bed at night, and then they just start thinking about you and how jealous they are of you. which is like, oh, so pathetic. But anyway, this person definitely stalks you here. Like, they are stalking your social media like nonstop, like always checking your page, like whatever social media you have. If you are on Instagram, YouTube, like whatever, LinkedIn, like literally anything. I'm trying to think of like a really random social media, like your Venmo. Okay, they could be stalking your Venmo page too. like everything, like any online activity you put out there, your Tumblr, your, what else is there? I don't know. I'm not, you get what I mean. Like any single online activity that you put out there, this person is watching. Like, they are so in their head about you, and it's actually to the point where it's like they are invading your boundaries. Like, it's to the point where this person is so maddened with jealousy that like they cannot leave you alone. Like, they're literally stalking you. Some of them, it could even go beyond social media. They could be driving past your house. They could be, or wherever you live, when you're there, when you're not there. Okay, they could be checking to see if your car is there. They could be wondering if you're home or not, so they drive by to see if your car is there. If this is someone who you see on a daily basis, if you go to work with them or go to school with them, they are really like observing you from a distance, and they're taking note of everything you say and you do. If you're having a conversation with someone else and they happen to be nearby, they could be pretending to be doing something else, but they're definitely eavesdropping on your conversation. They're trying to figure out everything about you. So it's like, yeah, this is jealousy to the point where this person is like really obsessed with you. Like, this is getting to the point of obsession. This is beyond simple jealousy. Like, this person really, like, they might even want to be you too, okay? So this person could even be like, okay, I'm gonna go even beyond the material realm to the point where this person is actually invading your dreams too. Like, that's how much they are getting into your boundaries and invading your space. Like, this is going into the psychic realm, the dream world. Okay, so you could have like very random dreams about someone. Just pay attention to the people in your dreams. Okay, I would advise you to work on dream recall, and like as soon as you wake up in the morning, think about what your dream was. And if you had a dream about like the most random person and it sort of had a little bit of a negative energy to it, it's because this person is like invading your dream space. So this is happening beyond a mental level. Like, this person's spirit is trying to like get to you. It's like they want to keep an eye on you. I don't know the exact psychology behind it, but there is some type of psychology where like if someone is really jealous of you, they want to watch you nonstop, and they want to know like everything about you. And I think it's because they're like, well, how does this person do it? Like, because they genuinely believe that everything just comes easy to you, and you are very blessed, but you do work hard at the same time. So I feel like this person is like, how do they do it all? Like, how are they so accomplished? Or how how do they keep such a positive attitude, or how did they get so lucky in their home or family life? And they're just like keeping all these tabs on you. And yeah, and then we have this call of the night: daring, adventure, and excitement. So whoever is jealous of you feels like not only do you kind of have like this like perfectness about you on the surface, but they definitely see that you are a risk taker. And this person or these people who are jealous of you, they are someone who likes to play it safe. They like to follow the rules. They do not like to go beyond their comfort zone. So I think this person really wishes that they could be as adventurous as you are. They see you as just someone who, you're someone who takes leaps of faith. You have faith in the future. You know that everything's going to be okay. You know that things are going to work out. And this person is not like that at all. They're very much focused on security, focused on material comforts. And I think they're wondering, like, how do I just live a little like this person does, like pile number one does? Like, how are they so adventurous and daring? How do they take these risks? Okay, so we still have quite a few cards to get through. And these cards I am pulling only an upright. Okay, 5 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, the High Priestess, Ace of Swords. We have 2 ace cards already. 9 of Pentacles, the Hermit, 2 of Pentacles, Strength, and 4 of Cups. Okay, so let me just make this a little nicer. So it's interesting how the Strength card came out, because you also pulled the Sun earlier, and these are both the cards of Leo. So I'm definitely getting a strong Leo energy here, whether that is in your chart or this person's chart, whoever is jealous of you. So 5 of Wands. So I do feel like you have multiple people here who are jealous of you. That is yet another confirmation, because 5 of Wands typically refers to a group rather than just one specific person. So we're definitely talking about more than one person here. You could definitely bring out a little bit of a sense of aggression in these people. There's just like some competitiveness here. I feel like people feel like they need to compete with you for whatever reason. Whether you are or you're not someone who's competitive yourself, I feel like you have a little bit of a competitive streak, and people feel like they need to compete with you. They need to do better than you, as if everything is a contest here. So you are very much someone who keeps to yourself. Like, I definitely get like this soft, sweet, and graceful energy. So with the High Priestess here, you're very much like, you're introverted, you're connected to your intuition. The Hermit, the Strength, this is all about like someone who really keeps to themselves. So because you keep to yourself, you're very much focused on, you're very much connected to higher spirit, or you're connected to God, you're connected to the universe, whatever you call it personally. And because of that, you make a lot of wise decisions. So you're definitely not someone who acts out on impulse. You have learned over the years, you've really learned how to master your impulses. You do everything cautiously, but not overly cautiously. Like, it's not like you don't take any risks at all, but you take very calculated risks. So you are someone who enjoys a sense of adventure, but you're not like stupid about it, you know? Like, you don't just make careless decisions. It kind of feels like you are this messenger of God, like, or the universe, whatever you call it. You have really strong psychic and intuitive gifts here. You're someone who really keeps to yourself too. So you might have a very small friendship circle, just a few very close friends. Some of you might even not really have any friends at all, or maybe you just have like one or two. You might not be someone I just feel like you're not like overly social. So some people could take that the wrong way, especially because if you're someone who is more on the introverted side and you just really like your own space and you like to do your own thing, some people could get very offended by that, and they could be like, oh, like, I'm not good enough for you, and take it very personally, when the truth is that you just like to be on your own. It's not personal at all. And I feel like you are very picky about who you give your energy to, and it's not to be mean or rude or anything. It's to protect your own energy. It's self-preservation here. So yeah, people could get jealous, like, especially if you do have like a small amount of friends. I feel like a lot of people here like wish they could be your friend, and they see that it's very hard to access your energy because you're so introverted and you keep your energy protected. You're very aware of the danger of psychic vampires, and I think you're really good at putting up boundaries, and you know when to say no, you know how to shut people down, you know how to put yourself first. And so people could get really jealous of that, and they could say like, people could wonder like, why don't you spend more time with me, or why don't you talk to me more or hang out with me more? Like, I don't know. I think people, not everyone obviously, but a good amount of people look at your introversion and they take it personally and they think something's wrong with them, but it really has nothing to do with them. It's just the way that you function here. Okay. And then the Four of Wands came out again. So I do feel like it's either your home or your family. Like, this is another repeating message where people are just really jealous of the stability you have in your home and family life. And I've already said it, but it's coming out again. So I feel like it's a strong message here in that, I don't know if you have family members who are just always there for you, they're super supportive, or just maybe you grew up with a very stable home life, or it could be where you live currently, your house or your apartment, your condo, like wherever you live, the environment that you live in. Like, people are really jealous of that. They wish they could have that for themselves. They wish they could live where you live. And then we also have Two of Pentacles here. So this is all about like, this is again about grace, how you have a lot of grace and poise. So that's another thing that people are really envious of, how, you know, you can work so hard but make it look effortless. And that kind of blows people away. You also have these two ace cards here too. So Pentacles and Swords. You definitely have a lot of mental strength here. Very intelligent, very clever, very smart. Also a really hard worker. Like you have a very strong work ethic, but you make it look easy even though it's not. You're not afraid to start something new. Like you're always ready for a new adventure to come along, and that takes a lot of bravery. And I do feel like you have just a lot of self-love, a lot of confidence in yourself and your abilities, and that's something that most people don't have. So that's another thing that makes them jealous. Okay, so that's basically all the messages that I have. So I hope it resonated with you. If not, you can always choose another pile, or you could have been called to more than one pile. That's perfectly fine. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time. Hello, pile number 2. So you chose this beautiful amethyst crystal. Let's take another look at that. So pretty. Look how it sparkles. So before I even get into your cards, I want to put out some channeled information here. So this is why people are jealous of you. So I do feel like you have this like mysterious energy about you that's, in some ways, you are very hard to read. And in fact, this pile could actually be more of a struggle for me than pile number 1, or when I do pile number 3 as well, because I feel like you just have this like very mysterious aura about you. So you could be someone who really keeps to yourself too. I feel like a lot of people are very curious about you, and for some it kind of borderlines on jealousy, but I do lean a little bit more into like curiosity, and the fact that people may not be jealous of you in like an envious way, but they could just be very like curious about you, and the fact that they really want to know more. They want to know more about the person you are. I feel like you're someone who is very good at protecting yourself. I don't think you have much to worry about when it comes to people who could be jealous of you. I think your intuition is very strong in the fact that you already know, like I think you know specifically who is jealous of you and who is not. You are just very you yourself. Like people have a hard time reading you, but you have a very easy time reading other people's energy. And I have to say, it's almost like a little bit intimidating too, in a good way though. That's definitely a compliment there. I just feel like, yeah, I feel like you don't have much to worry about, because like you know how to protect yourself. You know if someone is being malicious towards you or not. But I think people are very just like curious about you, and they just want to like know more, and they could also be like intimidated by you, and the fact that like I'm not even gonna try to be like this person because I just could never even come close to them. Okay, so that's just your channel message there. Now I'm going to roll the Astro dice and see which specific qualities about you that people are jealous of. Okay, we have Gemini, we have the 7th house, and we have Mercury. And that's interesting because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so that's a strong sign there. So you definitely don't have to have Gemini in your zodiac, but this does represent the qualities of why people are jealous of you. I definitely get that you're a smooth talker. And I like almost tripped on my words as I said that. So that's like yet confirmation. Oh my gosh, I am like slipping on my words. I feel like people tend to like mess up their words when they're around you because you're just like extremely charming. And yeah, it's kind of intimidating. It kind of blows people away. You could honestly use your charm to manipulate people if you wanted to. I don't think you ever go that far, but I think you know that you have that option there. So you can kind of smooth talk your way out of anything, out of getting into trouble or getting something that you want. You just have a lot of good people skills. And this combination here definitely confirms the channel message in that you're really good at reading people, but other people really struggle to read you. So it's like you understand what people are thinking. It's almost like you can read people's minds. You're just, yeah, I don't even know what more to say about that. Like, you're good at reading people, but other people could have no idea what you're thinking, where you're coming from, any of that. And lastly, I also have to say with the 7th house, this could have to do with a relationship for sure. The 7 is the house of partnerships and relationships. So especially if you're married or you're in like a long-term serious relationship, people could be very jealous of that. They could wish that they had what you have. For a select few of you, this could just refer to a very strong business partnership. So it might not be romantic at all, but there could be, I don't know if you have like a coworker or a business partner who you work very efficiently with, and people could be jealous of that. You could even have like a best friend and people are jealous of that because you and this friend are just so close and you guys just click and you understand each other. So I think that's all I got for that. And now let's get into your cards. So now we're gonna look at specifically who is jealous of you. This could definitely, it will probably refer to more than one person, but let's take a look. We have 6 of Swords, 3 of Wands, reverse, Page of Pentacles, reverse, 9 of Wands, reverse, Page of Cups, reverse, 3 of Pentacles, reverse. So many reversals. King of Cups, reverse. Pile number 1 got a lot of reversals too, but this is like a lot. The Moon, but that's okay. It's not a bad thing. The Hanged Man, reverse. And 8 of Cups, reverse. Okay, so let me put this all together and just give me a moment. Okay. Okay, so I am getting a strong water sign vibe with emphasis on Pisces or Cancer. This is the card of Pisces, this is Cancer, a page and a king of cups. So Pisces, Cancer stands out to me the most. Of course, this could be any zodiac sign, but for some of you, you might have this in your chart, but I feel like this is going to be more about the other person or these other people who are specifically jealous of you. So I have to say, we have 3 different court cards coming up. So this is definitely more than one person here. I want to say 2 of them are younger than you. So 2 of them could be like much younger than you, or they could just be extremely immature and they still have a lot of growing up to do. And then I get there's another person here, masculine energy for sure, who is either older than you or they could have some authority over you. Okay, so this could even refer to like a boss figure who is jealous of you. And this person popped up right next to 3 of Pentacles reverse, which is typically refers to work. So yeah, you could definitely have like an authority figure at work who is very jealous of you. And again, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are trying to bring you down or that they're trying to hurt you in any way, but more so, I do feel like this person is very like curious about you and intrigued by you, and I am picking up on this jealousy more comes from a place of flattery rather than maliciousness or even like insecurity or anything. I do feel like someone here is just very curious about you. I think this person is very shy. They kind of, oh my gosh, I have cat hair here, sorry. This person is, or these people are very shy here. They kind of blend themselves in the background. They could have a habit of sort of coming towards you and then running away. I do feel like I get like a strong like secret crush type of energy here, or maybe like the start of a very new relationship, or being in like having like a flirty energy with someone here, and that they're very much like come and go, very in and out of your life. I feel like someone here could be very intimidated by you. So they could be someone who reaches out to you, they talk to you. They might even say something like, if they are super jealous, they could even say something to sort of bring you down, possibly on purpose, and then they just like, they get really scared and then run away. So if you do have someone who is trying to hurt you out of jealousy, it's like, you know, they could say something that's like insulting or does try to bring you down, but then like as soon as they say it, they get really embarrassed about it and they kind of run and hide away from you, or they say it and then they're worried that you're gonna hurt them like 10 times harder, so they run. Some of you might even have like a troll on your hands where they say something, they could even contact you online and they say something like really mean and hurtful, and then they block you, so you don't even have a chance to respond, and then they unblock you and do it again. And like, I don't know, like this kind of really back and forth energy. I'm definitely picking up on like a lot of immaturity here. So again, I'm getting all different types of energies here. So, you know, I think there's one person here who is, I don't know if they have authority over you, or they could be much older than you, or they have a lot more maturity and confidence, so that their jealousy is more of a place of like curiosity and like intimidation, and they just want to know you better. But then I have like, there's at least 2 other people here in your energy field who are just like extremely immature, and it's kind of like infuriating how immature they are. And you can even have someone who is jealous of you to the point that they want to pick a fight. I think someone here who is envious of you kind of pokes at your buttons, and they do this because they want you to let your wall down, which is funny because the person themselves, they're very shy, and like they're someone who keeps their guard up, but like they want you to let your guard down first. They want to sort of they're looking to expose some type of flaw about you. I think this person really does not want to believe that you are as perfect as you seem, which is like, duh, nobody's perfect. Like, we all have flaws, we all have hardships going on behind the scenes, even if we don't present it. But this person is like, it feels like they want to expose you. So it's almost like they're pushing your buttons on purpose, because like they want to see you crack, but I don't think that's even possible. I think you have a very strong sense of boundaries and security. I think you have a very good psychic shield around you. So someone's really trying to, you definitely have a troll on your hands, maybe multiple. And it's because they're trying to expose you. They're trying to look for your weak spot and then blow that up. What else? Yeah, and could definitely be someone you work with too. Some of you, this is actually your boss or your supervisor, which is like kind of crazy and ridiculous, but it is coming up. I think that's all I covered for that. So I will put this aside. So that was basically like who is jealous of you. So now let's get into more of the specifics of why are these people or this person so jealous of you? What do you have that they feel like they don't have? Nobility, honor, high standards, idealistic. Ecstasy, yielding, rapture, bliss. Witness, to know, personal evidence, to speak out. Okay, so keep in mind for this reading, I'm going to be saying this person a lot, like the phrase this person, but this can definitely refer to multiple people. Okay, but some of you might even have someone specifically on your mind. So this person, like, they definitely want to expose you. It feels like because you have a very like mysterious aura to you. You could be someone who's very guarded. You are someone who keeps secrets too. You don't really say exactly what's going on in your head or in your life. So it feels like someone here wants to expose you. It feels like they want everyone to be like, it kind of feels like this, I hope this is just one person in particular, but like there is someone here who's like, they want everyone to see some type of negative quality about you, and they want to blow that up. But then I also feel like that's either one specific person or maybe a couple people at most, because you definitely have like a literal troll on your hands. I want to say maybe there's two people here. Okay, it could be more or less, but I'm getting 2 for the average of you. And this could be something that you're completely unaware of too. Okay, this could be something that's like online, something that's done behind your back in secret, but it's just like extremely immature here. I do feel like though that there is at least one person here who just wants to get to know you better. So I'm definitely not saying that everyone, I want to clarify, I'm not saying everyone is against you or everyone is like attacking you. I want to say there's probably 2 people here who kind of want to see you, like they want to see you break down. They want to see you have a public breakdown, and maybe they feel like they have exposed you in some way and they want the world to see that. It's just very like immature and trolly energy here. But there is another person, there's someone separate from that who is like much more mature. They could be older than you, they could have some authority over you as well, where they just want to know you better, and that's it. They are a little bit jealous of you, and the fact that like it's flattering. They're like, oh, like this, especially if they are older than you, they could look at you and be like, oh man, I wish I had everything together when I was that age. I wish I had my shit together when I was this person's age. Like that could be something that they think. So I do see there is at least one person here who has a little bit of jealousy, but in like a non-threatening way. They're just like, oh, I just want to like know this person better. So you definitely have high standards here. I feel like you are very careful about who you open up to, who you let your walls down to. And that's very smart because it does look like you have some trolls on your hand. So you are very smart for keeping yourself guarded. I feel like you're just someone who always takes the high road, and that could make people who are immature, this could make them very aggravated, because you could be in a situation where it's like you have lost absolutely everything. Maybe someone betrayed you, or maybe you just got some really bad luck, or you could be in a really horrible situation, but you hold yourself high. You always maintain your dignity. It's like no matter what, like no matter how upset you are or how destroyed you feel in a situation, it's like you always have your dignity. You always keep your chest held high. And you always take the high road too. I see that you're someone who does not seek revenge. So you could have people who are really jealous of you, and they want to pick a fight with you. They want you to stoop to their level. I think because you are so mature yourself, you tend to attract people in your life who are exactly the opposite, who are super immature, who they will throw tantrums, they will have mental breakdowns if they do not get their way, whether publicly or privately. And these people want to see you do the same, but publicly. Like, they kind of want to break you down in that way. There could also be, I want to say, more than one person. I think there's multiple people here who you have rejected, like romantically, and I think that made them in turn extremely jealous and offended. So I feel like you definitely could have rejected someone, maybe one, I feel like multiple people you have rejected in your life or somewhat recently, and this caused them to become very jealous. So jealous of the other people who you do have interest in, or jealous of you in general. Like, I could see someone being rejected by you and thinking like, what do they have that I don't have? Like someone being very arrogant about a rejection. So yeah, I do want to say definitely be aware of people who you say no to romantically, because that could just in turn stir up a lot of jealous feelings inside of them. So they could end up getting jealous of you or jealous of anyone else who you talk to or who you pay attention to. And then we have this ecstasy card here. So whoever is jealous of you feels like you have a lot of happiness in your life, or that you are capable of feeling extreme happiness on extreme levels. And just like your happiness, like that's what a lot of people are jealous of. You could be someone who's just like very positive, or you have a lot of pleasures in life. You also like, something that kind of like annoys people is that you are someone who thrives in chaos. So you are transformed by pain, and it's almost like when someone hurts you or when a situation disappoints you, it's like you somehow turn it around so that you end up thriving. Like you thrive through chaos and destruction. It's kind of like, I'm getting like this unbreakable energy. So it's like people throw rocks at you, and instead of bleeding, your skin gets twice as thicker. And it's like every time someone tries to hurt you, you grow. You literally get stronger from the pain. It's like you're someone who's just like impossible to defeat. So, you could have had people who try to troll you. They try to tear you down because they're so jealous of you in a very immature way. And it's like, I think you're someone who is flattered by the jealousy. Like you don't even take it the wrong way. Like if someone insults you, instead of getting upset or crying or being mad, you're like, wow, you took the time to, like, you must, how do I phrase this? Like if someone insults you or someone tries to hurt you, you think, wow, you must really like me if you're trying to bring me down. Or not like me, but like, you're like, wow, you took the time to come up with this whole scheme. You took the energy to try to hurt me. Like you must have a lot of feelings for me, or you must be so threatened by me and so intimidated by me because it took you the time and effort to try to hurt me. So yeah, and in summary, like you thrive off the chaos. People try to bring you down and you end up getting boosted up 10 times higher. which is very aggravating for the trolls, I have to say. Okay, so now let's get into your final tarot cards. Look at more specifically why people are jealous of you, and these cards are upright only. So Three of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Five of Swords, Nine of Swords, Eight of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. I'm just gonna have to move these. The Hierophant, Ace of Cups, Judgment, Ace of Wands. Wow, that's interesting. So you pulled 2 ace cards, and pile number 1 also got 2 ace cards. So that's pretty significant. Okay, so just give me a second to take this all in. Okay, so with the Three of Pentacles popping up, this could definitely be a work situation. So this could be jealous coworkers, or like I said, in the beginning of the reading, this could even be like a supervisor or boss or authority type of figure at your workplace. And I do feel like you have a very strong work ethic, and that's something that people get jealous of. You also, you're just very you're very charming, so you're not really one to make enemies. So even if other people dislike you, you just find a way to work with that. Like you're just very good at finding compromises with people. You're very good at sort of getting what you want, but also making other people feel like they're getting what they want. So essentially just really good at compromising, maybe even haggling too a little bit, but like, you know, making deals with others and that you both get your way. And this could definitely make people very jealous because you have a way with others. Even when someone comes in and they're completely disrespectful towards you, it's like you have a way to see beyond that, and it's almost like you can even find it flattering yourself when someone is disrespectful towards you, because you see through the jealousy. Like you understand people are trying to bring you down because they feel like you are above them. So it's like you can find flattery in that. With this Page of Cups and this Ace of Cups too, you are someone who is very romantically attractive. You could have a very easy time bringing in people who are attracted to you. You are someone who I feel like it's not very difficult for you to find a partner. I think if you're single, it's just because your standards are so high, and it's not because you can't get anyone. It's like there's actually a lot of people who would love to be with you, but you reject people because you feel like they're not good enough for you, because you keep your standards very high. You definitely do not settle. And that could make people very envious too, especially for people who did end up settling and maybe they find themselves stuck in very boring relationships, or find themselves stuck in a relationship that's not meant for them. And they look at you and they wish they could have had the strength to stay single or to wait for someone who is actually good enough rather than just go for whoever comes along, whoever shows just an ounce of interest in them. You are definitely skilled when it comes to mind games too. So like, I do feel like you just tend to attract these trolls into your life, like these people who are so immature, and they will go to such petty levels to try to piss you off. But it's like you use your mental powers to get right back at them. You have a lot going on in your head too. So I feel like people, this is really interesting to see the Nine of Swords come up as why people are jealous of you, because like we tend to think of this as like a negative card, like overanalyzing, but people could be very envious of how much of an overthinker that you are. I do feel like you very much live inside your head, and because of this, it's kind of like you have the power to play these mind games with these people who are trying to bring you down. It kind of feels like you also have the ability to block out the noise when it's necessary too, because you see specifically in this card how she is covering her ears. So it's like kind of represents like when people try to get inside of your head, you know how to push it out, again because of these strong boundaries that you have, this strong psychic shield here. With this Wheel of Fortune, I'm definitely getting that you are a very blessed and fortunate person, and people are definitely very jealous of the blessings that you have in your life. Some of you might even have a lot of money too. If you do, I feel like people are jealous of your money. So you do want to hold on to that. You do want to make sure you don't, if you are someone who has a lot of money, that you don't go around showing it off too much, because people are definitely extremely envious of that. I think there's a lot of people lingering from your past too. I think you're someone who's really good at forgiveness. Like, I feel like you're not someone to necessarily hold on to grudges. It's like you'll forgive, you won't necessarily forget. Like you'll keep your boundary up, but you're always ready to start new, start over with someone. You're very willing to give people second chances, and you're just not like you're not bitter at all, which can make other people bitter because they see how not bitter you are, and you could attract very bitter people into your lives who are like, darn, I wish I could be that forgiving. I wish I could be that open-hearted. It's like you're ready to give people second chances. At the same time though, you keep your guard up, so you're not gonna let people hurt you again, but like it's enough so that you can move forward and you're not just holding on to this grudge here. You're ready to begin something new. You also have a lot of self-love here too. You're very focused on yourself. You don't put too much pressure on other people. It's like, you know that you are enough. You definitely do not have to rely on anyone else to give you a sense of self-worth. And it's interesting, we also have this Hierophant coming up. Okay, so some of you yourself could be an authority figure, or you could have some type of authority status, especially at work. And if you do, I think people are very jealous of that. Like they wish they had the same power as you. But if you are not necessarily a boss or anything like that, this could again like refer to this person who I was picking up earlier in the reading. It could refer to this authority figure. I definitely feel like there's some type of person who's either much older and maybe wiser than you too, or they just have a lot of power, a lot of high status, and they're just like definitely keeping their eye on you. And they could be jealous of you, but like in a flattering way. Yeah, and also like with this Ace of Cups and Page of Cups, someone here could definitely be like totally in love with you. So it's like this jealousy comes from a place of love because they want to make you theirs. They want to like have ownership over you. So there's definitely like a specific love interest here, I feel like, who has jealousy towards you. Okay, so that's all the messages I got. Thank you for watching. I hope that resonated. You can always pick another pile if this one didn't work out for you, or maybe you feel called to more than one pile. That's perfectly fine. And thank you so much for your support. I will see you next time. Hello, pile number 3. So you chose the beautiful Labradorite. So it's really pretty when you can see it in the light. It has like this beautiful shine to it. See how it changes colors? So beautiful, just a moment of appreciation here. So anyway, before I even pull the cards, I am going to give some channeled information first. So I have to say pile number 3, why are they jealous of you? So you have a lot of people here who are jealous of you. So pile number 1 and 2, I definitely felt more than one person. I think anyone watching this reading, whichever pile you choose, there's definitely more than one person. There's at least a handful of people who are jealous of you. But I have to say, out of all the piles, number 3, you have the most haters here. It's like, it's a lot. Like, I am getting more than a couple handfuls. This is like many, many, many people. Okay, even like strangers who have only met you for like a minute, or people online, or yeah, just like way more. I have to say, like, out of all 3 piles, pile 3 definitely has the most people here who are jealous of them. So that's a strong message here. So I don't know if you already have a specific person in mind. Maybe this reading will focus mainly on that person, but just keep in mind, this is definitely going to be more than one person. Okay, there will be times during the reading when I say this person, but that's not just a single person here. Okay, we're definitely dealing with many, many people here. So let's see, what else can I get? That was like the biggest message here, that like there's a lot of people here. Yeah, I think that's your biggest channeled message here, is that you would be surprised how many people are jealous of you. So now I'm gonna roll your astro dice and see what are these qualities specifically that people are jealous of. Okay, we've got Neptune, we've got Cancer, and we have 9. So very watery energy here. So first off, you do not have to be a water sign. You do not have to be a Cancer, but these are the qualities that represent what people are jealous of you for. So you have a really strong intuition here. Like, you have a lot of gifts when it comes to your intuition. You're extremely psychic. You know a lot of things. You're very much connected to your feelings and emotions, and people are extremely jealous of that. They're very much like, how does this person do it? I get that some of you are tarot readers, astrologers. You could practice some form of divination. Some of you might do it on a wide scale level, like on social media, on the internet. Some of you might just do it for your close friends and family. And even if you don't practice astrology or tarot or whatever it is, maybe like runes, palmistry, whatever it is, you just kind of have like this inner knowing, and you could tend to make predictions without even realizing it, and they just happen to come true. And people are very much like, wow, like, how did they do it? Okay, so far I feel like this wide scale jealousy is not from a place of maliciousness. It's really from a place of like wonder and amazement. And it's kind of like people thinking like, oh, I wish I had that psychic power. I wish I could predict these things, or I wish I could know these things just based on intuition. So I think you don't have too much to be worried about, but I mean, you always want to be on your toes. You always want to watch out for psychic attack. That's always possible. But I think you're very much aware of who you can or cannot trust. So I don't even think you need me to tell you who you need to be on guard for. It's definitely an inner knowing that you already have, but hopefully this can serve as some type of confirmation. You know, like I said, there definitely could be some people who want to steal your psychic gifts, but I think for the most part, in general, people are just amazed. And it's not so much like, oh, I want to steal this person's gift. It's like, oh, wow, how does this person do it? Like, they are just so incredible. They have so much psychic knowledge. Like, how do I get that? How do I be like pile number 3? Like, how do I strengthen my intuition? Also, with the 9th house, this can be about like extended education. So I do feel like you are thoroughly educated in some type of esoteric field, whether it's astrology or tarot or dreams. That's another thing. Some of you could be really good at dream recall or dream interpretation. Maybe meditation. Some of you have studied meditation. It's just like, you're very much like this esoteric student but you're like beyond student, like to the point of graduation. Like you could be a teacher at this point. Some of you might even teach astrology, tarot, whatever it is. Like that's how gifted and developed you are in these esoteric fields. Okay, so that's what I got for your dice. Now, so let's see who specifically is jealous of you. Pile number 3. King of Swords. 2 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles reverse. Queen of Pentacles reverse. Ace of Swords. Empress reverse, Four of Swords reverse, the Lovers reverse, 10 of Swords reverse, and Page of Swords. Okay, so let me make this a little more organized. Give me a second to take this all in. Okay, so we are asking who specifically is jealous of pile number 3. Well, okay, like I already said through your channeled messages, it's definitely more than one specific person. And you could see this with the 3 court cards coming out. I'm seeing at least 3 different people. It's definitely more than 3, but I am getting these 3 specific energies popping out. So I don't know if you could possibly already have 3 people on your mind, maybe. So we have this really masculine energy here, possibly air sign, this feminine energy here, possibly earth sign, and then we have this younger energy. It could be, I don't really get masculine or feminine with the page. If anything, maybe more feminine, but it could certainly be either energy, but definitely there's someone here who is on the younger side. Okay, they could just be very immature, or they could be at least several years younger than you. Okay, and then these Queen and Kings, I do feel like they are at least your age, possibly older than you, or maybe they have some type of authority figure or authority status over you. Okay, so I do feel like definitely with the Lovers coming out, this is connected to a romantic situation. Some of you, this could be an ex, this could be your ex's ex, this could be your partner's ex, this could be maybe someone who has a crush on your partner or your crush or your love interest, someone who, yeah, like all possibilities, just something tied to like a romantic situation, and that someone's either jealous of you dating someone else, or they're jealous of the person you are dating, or even the person you're flirting with or you're interested in, like even if you're single, just someone you used to be interested in with, someone you used to have a crush on. It could go so many ways. Obviously you get it, but I do feel like a romantic thing is factored into this. With the Empress too coming out, that's also a very romantic card. So I think there's definitely one person here who I do feel like someone here is very uncomfortable with their sexuality. So this could be so many different things. This could be, okay, so some of you might be like a part of like the LGBTQIA plus community. I want to get it right. And someone themselves could be struggling to figure out what their sexuality is, and if they see that you have accepted who you are. So maybe you are bi or gay or pan or whatever it is. Maybe you're gender fluid, transgender, any of that. And if you are open about your identity and who you are, there could be someone here who has that struggle, but they haven't gotten to the point where they can accept themselves for who they are. So, or they could even be in denial about who they are. So that's definitely one of the energies I'm picking up on, if that resonates with you. But another scenario with that is that if you are someone who is just, even if you are straight, you're just someone who's like very in touch with your sexuality, and you're just like, you're very sure of who you are, you're very comfortable with your body. You might be someone who, you know, maybe you take some pictures of yourself, some selfies or whatever it is, or you dress a certain way where like you will show off your body and you're very comfortable with that, or you know, you're not afraid to move fast with someone, or you're just very connected to your sexuality. So there could be an energy here of someone who is very insecure about their body or their sexuality in general. Maybe they grew up in a very religious environment or something like that, and they are very jealous that you are able to accept and embrace your sexuality, because they struggle to do that themselves. There could also be someone here, or many people here, who feel like you just have an easier time attracting love interests into your life. You could have a lot of secret crushes. You could have a lot of ex-partners or previous love interests, current love interests, and someone here is really jealous of that because they feel like they've been single forever, or nobody has ever had a crush on them, or they've never had that mutual attraction with someone, and they see that you have had that at least once, if not many times, and they're very jealous of that. They wish they could experience more of that. They wish they could be more attractive to the opposite sex, or whichever sex they are interested in attracting, and it's like they feel like you have that and they don't, or like they feel like they have to work harder to make themselves look pretty or handsome or attractive to anyone else. You know, they might feel like they are awkward, and they look at you and they're like, oh, well, you have this natural charm and this natural beauty, and you just attract people without even trying, but I have to try hard. Like, definitely can pick up on that type of energy here. Okay, what else beyond that? I do see quite a bit of swords. We have 1, 2, 3. Half of the cards are swords. So this person who's jealous of you could definitely be an air sign. That would be Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Also, Empress can represent Libra or Taurus, and Lovers represents Gemini. So I do feel like there is a strong emphasis on Libra and Gemini. Of course, this is probably going to be because so many people are jealous of you, it's probably every single zodiac sign, but like definitely an emphasis on Gemini and Libra. Okay. Okay. What else? I feel like this person also, like with all of these swords coming out, I feel like this person or these people who are jealous of you are people who are extremely logical and rational, and they look at you and they see all of this Neptunian, is that the correct phrase for Neptune? They see all this Neptunian energy that you have, or all of this like psychic power and intuitive strength. And like I said before, they're very jealous of that because the people who are jealous of you are very logical, and they could be very book smart, but they're not street smart at all. Or they could be very, they always did well in school, or maybe they do really well in their career. Maybe they have a very extended education, and they're good at memorizing, they're good at facts, they're good at seeing what's in front of them, but they really struggle to feel any sense of connection with the spiritual world. So they are very jealous that you have that, that you have that psychic ability here. What else? I think this person is, so whoever is jealous of you is good at their job. They're, they could have a decent education. They're good at what they do, but they're not like an expert. And they know a little bit about everything, but they don't know. There's not a single topic that they can just dive deep into. This person could have some ADD or ADHD deficiency, which definitely no shame in that, but I feel like they see how focused you can get and they're jealous of that. Although I do want to correct myself. I know people with ADHD also have like an amazing ability to focus on one single thing, but then struggle to focus on everything else. I know it can be like very extreme. So I don't know. Something about ADHD is coming up. I don't know if you have it or this person has it, whatever it is. But whatever it is, I think this person is really amazed at your ability to focus, because they themselves might be good at multitasking or doing a little bit of everything, but when it comes to fixating really hard on a single skill or a single topic, like they struggle to do that. And I think they're really envious of the fact that you have some specific skill, and it's related to your intuition and your spirituality. It's some type of esoteric skill that you have that they couldn't even imagine doing, and they're like very blown away by that. Okay, so that's pretty much everything I'm getting for who these people are or who this person is. So let's get more into the details of why. Why is this person jealous of you? Pile number 3. You've got outsider, misfit, loner, wanderer, creator, catalyst, maker, mother, father, compassion, empathy, and kindness. I can't say, what is that? Simpatico? Okay. All right, so why are people jealous of pile number 3? Well, first of all, you're definitely some type of creator here. You have some amazing artistic abilities, and that's because you are so highly connected to your intuition. Like I said before, this is most likely related to the esoterics, the occult knowledge, esoteric knowledge, related to tarot, astrology, dream recall, dream interpretation, or just like very strong spiritual energy in general, and this makes you a natural creator. Some of you could also be literally a content creator, and people look at your success, or they look at your hard work and dedication that you have to put into being a content creator, and they're very much jealous of that. They wish they had the focus and the dedication that it has to be a content creator. You know, it's definitely much harder than it looks, and there could be a lot of people who just don't realize that. And yeah, just like overall in general, you have extremely creative ideas. So you're definitely connected to art, even not just spirituality, but like art in general, like arts and crafts, or, you know, you could have some type of skill when it comes to making art. So some of you are painters, drawers, you could be a writer, a singer, an actor. Cooking, you could be very skilled when it comes to cooking and baking. I feel like there's something that you make, or sewing for some of you, there's something that you make and it's very impressive, and people are very much like, how does this person do it? Like, I wish I had that ability. And again, it doesn't have to be in a malicious way, in the fact that like they're gonna try to sabotage you. Like, definitely, I really don't get too much of that. I feel like it's more just like inspiration and amazement and wonder, and just people looking at you and being like, how do they do this? Like, how do they have so much creativity, so much focus, so much drive, so much imagination? Some of you could be a mother or father. Okay, this is definitely not going to apply to everyone, so don't let me lose you here, but I do feel like there are some of you here who are, you do have a I was gonna say you do have a parent. Yes, we all had a parent at one point. Sorry. Anyways, I need to focus. You're probably like, focus here, because you have such incredible focus. Anyway, okay, so if you do have children, I feel like, or you have like one child, you could definitely have people who are literally jealous of your children too, or maybe jealous of the way that you raise them, the way you handle them. You just have this like knack for being a parent. And I also want to say this is definitely predictive if you don't have children, but like you plan on having them someday. I feel like you, in the future, if you do end up having children, people are going to be really jealous of the way that you parent, and you're going to have like this natural connection with your kid or your kids, and just raise them in a very, obviously being a parent is probably the toughest job ever, if not one of the toughest, and people will be very jealous of the way that you handle that. Like, it comes so easy to you, kind of like it's second nature for you. And again, this could be predictive, or if you are already a parent, then this definitely applies to present. Some of you, people could be jealous of your kids themselves. They could just be very, especially, I feel like if you do have kids or you will have kids in the future, they have very strong imaginations, very strong creativity. They do extremely well in the arts at school. So like art class, or even history too. Like history is technically, is it an arts? Is history sort of like an art? I don't know. And language too. Language is definitely an art. Okay, so just in the artistic parts of school, I feel like they will excel. Or this could be you too in your childhood. You really excelled at that part. Okay, so looking at the other cards, so compassion, people are definitely jealous of how much compassion you have, like your strong empathetic abilities. You are definitely an empath yourself, obviously, especially with the energy I've been getting. Like, this card does not surprise me at all. You can just pick up on people's feelings and you know exactly what's going on with a person behind the scenes too. It's like you have a gift for seeing what is not there. And I feel like for empaths, they kind of assume that being empathetic is second nature. Like, they don't really think that there's anything that's special about them. Like, I think they have a tendency to be like, oh, well, isn't it obvious? Like, someone is feeling angry or someone is smiling, but they're going through a difficult time, like, or these emotions that people are feeling and you just like absorb them. And you know, it is like a burden. It's honestly a huge burden, at least for, I feel like, for people who are empaths. But then, like, I think they don't realize actually how much of a blessing it is, and not just a blessing, but a skill. Like, to pick up on someone's emotions without them being direct about it, it actually takes like a lot of skill. And it's actually something that a lot of people wish they could have. It's definitely both a gift and a curse being an empath. But what I'm saying is, a lot of people look at you, they know you're an empath, and they wish they had that skill or that blessing. And then lastly, we have outsider. So you could actually be very surprised by this, that people, you know, we tend to think of being an outsider as a bad thing, like, you know, a misfit, a loner, a wanderer. But being an outsider is definitely a blessing, because you have this ability to march to the beat of your own drum. You definitely don't care what people think. If you don't want to do something, you won't do it. You will listen to your own voice. You will sway away from logic and ration if your heart or your gut instinct is telling you something different. And that's something that people are very jealous of. And because of this outsider quality you have, it causes you to stand out from the crowd, and it causes you to receive more attention than so-called normal people would. I say that with air quotes because there is no such thing as normal, but you know what I mean. So yeah, people are definitely jealous of the fact that you stand out from the crowd and that you take the road less traveled, and you definitely don't do that for attention. Like, you do it because you just follow your heart, and you can't deny your heart. Like, you just, like, that's why you do it. But because of that, you end up receiving more attention and people notice you more because of that. And that definitely stirs up jealousy in a lot of people, because it's, you know, it's hard to receive attention and recognition if you're just going to be the same boring person as everyone else. You have to stand out from the crowd. Okay, so let's look at your tarot cards. So these are all in upright, so there will be no reversals for this last portion. So let's get even more specifically why people are jealous of you. 9 of Wands, the Empress. Okay, and we had the reversal pop out earlier. 10 of Pentacles, the Fool, 8 of Swords, the Chariot. This is another Cancer coming out yet again. The Magician. Five of Cups. The Emperor. A lot of major arcana here, and Page of Wands. Okay, so just give me a moment to take it all in. Get a sip of water. Okay, so why are people jealous of pile number 3? Well, okay, what stands out to me is the Empress, and okay, not only did you get the Empress, you also got the Emperor. Okay, wow. So I really want to put these two cards next to each other. We have, sorry, being a little bit OCD here. Okay, I just want to put, yeah, I kind of want to put all the major arcanas up front. Just feel compelled to do that. I didn't do that with the other piles, but for you, I'm like, I gotta make this super organized. Okay. All right, yeah, definitely what stands out to me is the Emperor, the Empress, and the Emperor. So this is major, okay? This is even more significant than pulling a king and a queen. This is the ultimate romantic couple here, okay? So even whether you are straight or gay or whatever, we have a feminine and a masculine energy here. So you are just, when it comes to romance, like you are the power couple. So I don't care if you're single, don't let me lose you here. First of all, if you are in a relationship, some of you are in a very long-term relationship, some of you are married or you're very close to marriage. If so, this is definitely a power couple here. This is a really, really strong relationship here. I'm talking like past lives together, like you've been through it all. Yeah, like everyone is jealous of your relationship. Okay, now if you are single, this refers to your potential in relationships. Okay, so you could have had a relationship in the past that was very much a power couple energy, and everyone was just very jealous of the romance that you had with this person. Everyone wished that they could have what you have with this person. And also, if you're single, whether you did experience this power couple relationship or not, this is also predictive. So this is predictive that you will, I want to say your next relationship for most of you, or eventually whoever you end up with, especially whoever you get married to, this will be a power couple relationship where everyone like looks at the two of you and it's just like, wow, like they know that there's no splitting you two up. They know that you're like couple goals here. And then, so of course, you know, you do have to be a little careful with that for sure. If you have a relationship that people are jealous of, and of course you might get some people who come in, maybe exes or ex crushes or previous love interests or future crushes or whoever, or people who are just very, very jealous and they don't want to see you happy. They could come in and try to stir up drama between you two, but this is such a powerful energy that it's like you don't even have to worry about that. You know, someone could come in with very ill intentions because they don't want to see you happy, or they don't want to see your partner happy, and they try to split you two up. But I'm seeing that this is such a strong power couple energy that that's not even possible. It's like there's no breaking you two up. Okay, so again, some of you are in serious relationships, and some of you, this is predictive, and this is also your pattern of being with a partner. It's like, it's strong power couple energy here. So, and it's funny because you yourself have both feminine and masculine energy. Like, they're both very strong here. Okay, so whether you are a man or a woman, you are, or neither or both, you are very much in touch with both sides. So I think people are jealous of the fact that you are very in touch with your emotions, very comfortable with your body and your sexuality, but at the same time, you're also, and you're a creator too. You're very much someone who creates, but at the same time, you also have like this strict dominant energy, and it's like you take no shit, and you could even have some authority status, or you're just really good at drawing boundaries against people who try to tear you down. Okay, so what else am I seeing? With the Fool, you're definitely a risk taker. You love adventure, you love a new challenge. I just see you have a lot of confidence too, especially with the Magician too. And these are kind of two conflicting cards as well, because the Fool sort of reminds me of the Empress, in that it's like, it's very receptive energy. It's just kind of like letting go of control and trusting in the universe. And then we have this masculine Magician who seizes control, and this is more about like the witchcraft, the alchemy, like taking control of your life, having a wish come true. Okay, so I just see that you have both equally strong masculine and feminine energy. So, and I feel like you switch it up depending on what timing is best for you. So it's like, when it's time to let go of control and be receptive, you're really great at doing that. But then when people are trying to take advantage of you, or when things are getting out of control, you know how to put your foot down, and you know how to steer life in the direction that you want it to go. The Chariot also is very much about being in control. So again, like you're really good at taking control, you're really good at being dominant, but at the same time, when it's the right time and place, you're just as good as letting go completely. And especially if you're in a relationship, letting the other person take control when the time is right. You know, a very much equal power of give and take. With the Five of Cups here, I feel like you're someone who's like not afraid to cry. You're not afraid to talk about your feelings. You're not afraid to admit when you're upset. And that takes a lot of strength. And that's something that people are very jealous of. Most people try to hide their emotions and pretend that everything is fine, but you are very quick to say, like, if you're upset, you will tell someone that you're upset. Like, you're very much in touch with your feelings. You don't let your feelings control you, but that's because you let yourself feel your feelings. And if you're upset, you're like, I'm really upset right now. But then you cry, you let it out, and then it passes. And then you're like, okay, I feel better now. Now I'm happy again. And people are really jealous of that strength that you have, because most people will try to suppress their own emotions and deny their emotions. Nine of Wands too. So you are really good at being single and independent. And I think that's why like you have this potential to be such a power couple with someone, because like you're not afraid of losing the person who you're with. So when you are in a relationship, like you're not afraid of losing them because you have like so much self-confidence and you can really be on your own. And that's something that people are very amazed by and intimidated by too. You also are a very like strong family person here with the Ten of Pentacles. I do feel like a lot of you are married, or you will end up getting married to just your one true love. Like it will be an amazing marriage, I feel like. And yeah, people will be jealous of it for sure, and you also speak your mind too. You have a really soft heart, but you're not afraid to like strike at someone who is threatening you or hurting you. And with this Eight of Swords here, you see, it kind of reminds me of the Two of Swords too, how she's just like blindfolded. Like there's all of these swords coming in, and swords represents like logic and emotion, and you kind of blind yourself to that. So like I feel like you're so extremely emotional, but like in a good way. Like I do not mean that in a bad way at all. People tend to equate being emotional with like being weak or being like crazy, but like you're absolutely gifted when it comes to your intuition, and you're really good at like ignoring your logic, you're good at ignoring negative thoughts, because logic, like when you rely so hard on logic, it just makes you a very cold-hearted person, and it makes you very lost spiritually. So you're just someone who I feel like you 100% rely on faith, and a lot of people are jealous. Like they wish they could do that. Okay, so that was a really long reading. I kind of had a feeling that you would be the longest pile, because there's just something like gigantic about this energy that you have when it comes to people being jealous of you. You have like, there's so many people, but I do get that most of them are just like amazed by you, and it's not something that you need to necessarily worry about. Of course, keep your guard up when it's necessary, but I don't really see anyone actively trying to tear you down. But I think you attract a lot of people in your life who are just like amazed and totally bewildered by your creative and emotional strength. Okay, so that's all I have. So thank you so much. I really hope this resonated, and I will see you later. The cards that I used in today's reading is the Kawaii Tarot, Les Vampires, and the Steampunk Tarot. And I believe these are all available through Amazon. At least that's where I got them. And thank you again. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please continue with your support. Please show me your support through a thumbs up and positive comments. I love to read your comments and see if it resonated or not, or things you agreed with, what you thought of it, what you'd like to see in the future. And if you could share this, or please subscribe too for more content as well. I have a lot of fun doing these readings, and I really hope they're helpful. I wish you many blessings and so much love. Namaste.